All right, and we're live. I believe we're live. Let's double check. Yeah, I think we're on the air. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna load the chat. Very cool. All right, guys, prepare any questions that you have for me. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna talk about what I'm working on and get you guys up to speed on that. All right. I hope everyone's doing all right in the the lockdown, the quarantine. Life is pretty different right now. Okay. So let's go over something that's been happening this month. Over on Reddit, I started a handstand motivational month. You could find it at the Bodyweight Fitness subreddit. Okay, so if you go there, on top you'll see there's week 3 right now. If I click it, you'll find that there's a tutorial on the tucked handstand. The tucked handstand looks like this. So that's this week's tutorial. I started a handstand motivational month, and the week 1 had like, let's see, well, the week 1 thread, which I'll put in the chat room right now. Hey, Frozen Frames and Matthias. Hey guys. So I'm just gonna keep talking about a few little things here, but yeah, I'll check the chat in a second. The Handstand Motivational Month, the first week has a very good tutorial, all right, about what to do. It's very simple, like straightforward if you're new to handstands. But I also have like my own handstand tutorial on my website. And we got like, well, there's 500 comments. There's at least 300 people that joined this. So I thought it was a great thing to start. And Emmett Lewis and Michael Christensen were also helping out with their helping write the tutorials and providing form checks. And my comprehensive handstand tutorial is here as well. Other than that, what else is going on? Handstands are awesome because you could do them at home. All you need is a wall. Other than that, what I've been personally doing, other than handstands, are my minimal routine. So I don't know if you know this routine, if you're familiar with it. If you go to antranik.org/minimal, it's the minimalistic upper body training program that's supremely easy to follow and will make you super strong. Okay, I know it's a long title, but it's accurate. Okay, you basically choose one pulling exercise and one pushing exercise, and it will. And so for me personally, I'm doing advanced tuck front lever rows as my pulling exercise, and handstand push-ups against the wall for my pushing exercise. Now you can do something way less difficult or more difficult. It just depends, what your goals are, where you are in life. Previously, I've done one arm chin up progressions mated with decline pike push-ups. Okay, if this sounds really complicated, it's not. You just look over the routine and you're basically going to do some variation of a push-up and some variation of a pull-up every day. And the rep scheme is very simple. Every day you just add 1 rep. It's based on Pavel Tsatsoulin's fighter program. I don't know if I'm saying his name correct, but he's awesome. And oh, speaking of Pavel, if you just type Pavel and Joe Rogan, He was on the air recently, and there's a, it's a good like almost 2 hours long. And it's got some good information there. He dissects, he goes really technical, but he dissects a lot of things about body weight exercises versus weightlifting, and then how to, improve endurance or whatever else. Okay, so yeah. Somnath says, "Hey man, you've been a great motivation for my initial days of calisthenics." Well, I'm glad, man. Thank you. Thank you for that comment, and I hope I keep motivating. All right. Oh, another thing I want to share. If you go to my website and scroll down to my latest YouTube videos, I should increase this size so you guys could see it. Yeah. How's that look? How's the audio, by the way? So if you go to my latest YouTube videos, this scrumptious yoga flow has been getting a lot of really positive comments. So if you're looking for a YouTube video, this one is awesome. So let me fix this. Yes. All right, so it's like a 20-minute long yoga video, and it's badass, guys. I think it's really good. Like, you're gonna be doing a lot of good shit. Here's a nice hamstring stretch, alternating with a hip flexor stretch. Hamstring stretch, hip flexor stretch. Okay, like a bunch of things, and it's only 20 minutes long. It only has 2,000 views, but like the comments are off the hook. Like everyone says it's great. And anyway, just wanted to share that little bit as people are coming in. We got 17 people here now. Oh, by the way, smash that like button. Give this video a thumbs up, And okay, good. The audio's clear. Awesome. Very good. You always have a great energy. Very nice. Thanks, man. What else? Let me see what else I was going to talk about. Oh, if you go on my website and scroll down, not my latest blog post, but if you go a little lower, you'll find all my blog posts organized into index pages for your convenience. And I updated the fitness index, so you could just go there. You could just go antranik.org/fitness, and you'll see I updated the way it's laid out. So you have your strength training routine, training tutorials, compendiums, flexibility routines. All this shit is free. All of it, like injury and recovery, my workouts at Muscle Beach, shit like that. So before it was just like one long page, right? And this way it's organized like way more. So I hope that makes things a little bit easier. And yeah, I hope everyone's doing all right during this quarantine stuff. And yeah, only 3 thumbs up, guys. Come on, you can do better than that. I feel dumb though asking for thumbs ups during a live stream. Like, what's it matter anyway? What is this gonna do? It's gonna start trending? I don't know. Yeah, that shit's random. Anyway, what else should we show here? I think I'm gonna move over. Yeah, I'll just play this video of mine, I guess, while I look over the chat room. Okay. Here we go. It's distracting. Here we go. So, Harsh asks, do you have any recommendations for my parents that are not as fit as me but have been using YouTube workout videos? Do you have any for slightly older, not as fit people? Yeah, that's a good question. Let's the first thing that comes to mind is that they should try the yoga videos that I have. I know some parts of some yoga videos are really difficult, and that's that's gonna be the case with any yoga video. But in general, because yoga is not only flexibility, it's a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of strength, a little bit of body awareness. It's basically going to help them build up a good foundation. So, you know, have them follow some YouTube videos. I mean, some yoga videos on YouTube. But if they're looking for something more strenuous, check out the bodyweight training routines. Check out the minimal routine. Okay, that's like the thing I was talking about earlier. If you go antranik.org/minimal, that way they'll just be doing some form of strength training for their upper body. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of, I guess, other things. It's hard to recommend specifically something for elderly people. They tend to have more complications. They've had injuries in the past that have been compounded over time, and so they could benefit from having a customized routine and, you know, seeing a personal trainer in person, which might not be possible now given the COVID-19 stuff, but, you know, or they could contact me, whatever. So many ways to go around it, but that's my initial thought, you know. Now, next question. Somnath asks, Tao Physique has a video called How to Start Calisthenics. I found it really helpful. Can you please review that video and give your feedback? I'm not gonna have time to review it now, but I will check it out. Yeah, let's see, Tao. I think I found it. Yeah, I found it. I don't know what it is in detail, so I won't be able to tell you. But let's see what else I should play here. Okay, next question. Thank you for the handstand forum, by the way. Okay, you're welcome. Have you heard of Bodyflex Kinetic X work on end range strength, and your thoughts on that method of mobility training if you have any experience using similar methods? I don't know their specific, I've never heard of Bodyflex or Kinetic X. However, I have heard of end range strength training, end range, you know, flexibility training in general. And in that regard, that is a very useful flexibility training tool. I mean, you're basically going to the end range and then making it somehow active, or, you know, taking your flexibility to the next level by telling your body that you can control this end range of motion. And what else? You could control it and maybe exceed it, and so you end up building strength. You end up building strength in that, you know, end range of motion. And, you know, that's like I'll show you right now. Active pike compression, like the seated leg lifts. If you search for active pike compression, you'll find my video on how to improve your pike compression, which is basically your flexibility. And so, for example, this is one way to improve your end range of, you know, your flexibility in that pike position. Okay, that's an example of, you know, what they're probably doing, just like this, you know. So it's valid, it works. Let me go back to this other thing that's playing randomly, just to have some visual entertainment for you guys. So, like, I'm here and then that, I'm here, there, I'm there, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. Okay, so let's see what else. What's your opinion with passive stretching? I've really started doing some every other day to try and open up my hips more. They're good. Passive stretching is awesome. It requires, in general, I would say warm up. Okay, passive stretching works. However, you just need to warm up so that the muscles are pliable. Think of it like a rubber band. Okay, like if the rubber band is freezing cold, you know, versus warm. If it's warm, it'll stretch more and it's not gonna break. So your muscles and tendons are kind of the same. Just warm up. The more you warm up, even if you get sweaty, it's even better. You'll find that the stretches go way more. It's way more effective use of your time. Okay. But yeah, passive stretching is fine. Just combine passive flexibility, and then afterwards you can do active flexibility as well, if that's part of your goals, you know? Next, let's see what else we got here. James says, I'm trying to program my own mobility work and have taken a lot from FRC and Emmett Lewis, but trying to work out how to tie it all in within a weekly schedule. How often would you do intense mobility? That's a good question. So there's a misconception about flexibility training. Flexibility training does not need to happen every day, but it's nice to stretch almost every day. It's really nice to stretch almost every day. However, you don't need to. Now, when it comes to intense stretching, you only need to do it like twice a week, okay? Once a week might be okay, even just to maintain where you are. But if you want to have some progress, twice a week, 3 times a week max. So it's just like strength training. You don't need to work out every day if you're going to be working out really hard, okay? If you only need to do it like 3 times a week so that you give your body rest. You need to recover from stretching too much or from, you know, exerting yourself too much. So if you are doing very intense strength training or flexibility training, 2 to 3 times a week is generally just plenty to progress, okay? Now, and there I am swinging. I'm swinging on the rings. Okay. Let's see what else. What else should I play while I'm... this should just keep auto-playing. Good. Now, next. I hope that answers it, James. Now, what else? King says, is there any hip supplemental stretches for the hips flexibility program? No, I don't believe there is any specific one. However, it really depends what your goals are, because the hips can move in so many ways. Like for example, if I just type horse stance and my name, you're gonna get this 11-minute follow along video of me. And 1 second here. And this is something you can do other than, you know, this is something you could do other than like whatever's in the program. It's another follow along video, and you know, I'll just link this in the video. Like, there's so many ways to open up the hips, you know? So this is, you know, one way if you want to work on your middle splits, all right? And yeah, like that's what comes to mind. But there's no other like specific thing like that. Another thing you could be working on is sitting cross-legged, sitting in a lotus position, stuff like that. But again, there's so many ways to move the hips. Next question. Can you talk a little bit about your mobility training? Has that changed for you recently? Everything's changed for me recently. I mean, sure, I work out from home, but even me, I normally work out at a park outside, and I can't go to the park because parks are closed, you can't use the bars, so I had to adjust everything as well. But in regards to and in regards to flexibility in general, I used to love going to the yoga studio, but I can't even go to the yoga studio because the yoga studios are closed. So I've just been working, I mean, doing everything from home, like doing my own yoga at home, and just have to motivate myself. I mean, that's it, really. Like, just I basically do my own yoga at home on my own. And I loved going to yoga classes. It's so different than following a video online, or because when you're in the studio, you can't just like stop and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the kitchen and get some water." No, you just like focus a lot more. So I love doing that, and it's unfortunate don't have that anymore. But I still do it on my own. Do your downward dogs, your hip flexors, lunge stretches, just the basics. Just go through some flow on your own. Okay, next. You have a dedicated wall to practice your handstands. I can see you doing exercises taking off the paint. Yes, I have like this one section that I dedicate specifically for handstands for sure. And I would recommend you wear socks. I mean, the paint's not going to come off. That's not an issue. But I recommend you wear socks because if your feet might not even be dirty, but like your feet will pick up oils and little bits of dirt, and your wall will get dirty over time. So even if it's warm and I don't want to wear socks, I'll wear socks just for the handstand practice against the wall, just so that the wall stays cleaner for a bit longer. I know it's gonna get dirty eventually, but it's getting dirty over the years, but hey, prolong that. So yeah. I think you follow Bodyflex on Instagram. Maybe I follow a lot of people on Instagram. Instagram is just like so many people to follow, so many awesome people. Like it gets all diluted a bit. Harsh says, I used to do regular running and injured my knees. Do you have any recommendations for recovery on that? So, in regards to knees, that's not my forte at all. So, I'm not even gonna like pretend I know. I highly recommend that you see a physical therapist for your knees. Knees are just, they're just really complex, and I don't want to like provide some basic info. Like, I don't know what's wrong with your knees. So just, yeah, definitely see someone for that. Okay. And I don't know if you're like overweight, but I know that when you are overweight, 4 times more force is being provided on your knees for every pound you're overweight. So definitely losing some weight helps alleviate the pressure on your knees as well, especially if you're doing like a high impact thing like running or jump roping, things like that. So So let's see where we are. What do you think of greasing the groove type of workouts? I love it. The minimal workout that I do, the minimal routine, which is here, if you go to antranik.org/minimal, is a form of grease the groove. It's not exactly, but like greasing the groove is not as structured. This is a lot more structured, and you can work out 4 or 5 times a week and still recover enough to do that. So that's like, I love it. So basically, whenever it comes to choosing a routine, you have to choose the one that you are gonna like stick to. Okay, so if it only makes sense to work out 3 times a week for you, and you have like an hour, good. But if you can work out almost every day, 30 minutes every day, then greasing the groove or doing the minimalistic routine works really well. Okay, next question. Is your minimal routine any good for hypertrophy? It is. You'll notice changes. So it's not like the best for hypertrophy. It's not gonna make you huge in the fastest time. Absolutely not. That much I know for sure. But it will make you super strong. Okay, and strength and hypertrophy go hand in hand. Like you can't just keep getting stronger and stronger. Eventually your muscles you need to make your muscles bigger, and this routine will help. However, it's not like pure bodybuilding. Okay, you're gonna get stronger and bigger slowly, and I think it's great because it's very steady, Anyway, next question. For the handstand work in the rings routine, do you recommend doing all strength-oriented exercises and then one bigger balancing drill, or how do you recommend? So handstands, it's hard to just give a blanket recommendation. It depends where you are in your handstand practice. If you are trying to balance a handstand, definitely include a balancing drill, maybe 2 balancing drills, maybe 3, and you might not even need to do any strength or endurance training if you're very comfortable doing a handstand against the wall for a very long time already. But if you're not comfortable holding a handstand against the wall for a very long time, then you need to work on that as well. And so that can be the focus, and then like 1 balancing drill. But if you have the endurance, your whole practice could just be you doing balancing, So it really depends where you are. And yeah. So next question. If you were inside a room with absolutely no equipment or spare items, what exercises would you do to build or maintain strength? Oh, that's a tough question. I mean, there's got to be something, right? There's got to be something. But I understand not everyone has everything. I would recommend. So here's the problem. You can't really strengthen your back without some sort of pulling exercise. So everything done on the floor is really going to be some sort of a pushing exercise. So push-ups, handstand push-ups, pike push-ups, some push-up variation, right? You could do things that will strengthen your upper back or increase the flexibility of them, but you're gonna run out of things to do really fast. It's it's not going to provide much stimulus or intensity. Okay, so that's an issue. Is you basically can't do a very balanced workout without any equipment. Okay, that's just my, that's just my honest opinion. However, I love to do yoga, right? Yoga doesn't require anything. All you need is a mat. You don't even need a mat. You just need your body, okay? And yoga is great. Yoga does strengthen your back enough to hold good posture, right? However, it's not gonna like help you do more pull-ups, right? Like there's a limit to how strong you can get without any equipment. So unfortunately, there is a limitation, and there are some random exercises like where you like lay on your floor, lay on the stomach, and then like let's say you're on like a smooth floor, you like put your hands overhead and then you use your hands to like slide your body forward, and if that's easy, you could do it with one arm and you're basically sliding on the floor, and that mimics a pull-up without any equipment. You know what I mean? Because you're basically doing this. So it'll be working out your lats and upper back. And I guess that works, if you have no equipment. But again, it's just not ideal in any way. And I know you can get a doorway pull-up bar or install a pull-up bar in between your door, so then you can have some place to hang. Okay, I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to like do that because I don't want to drill a hole or I don't want to damage the frame. Listen, if you're going to be living there, like the amount of damage you're causing is like $5 worth of damage. I mean, it's like nothing for your health. You know what I mean? Like, it's worth it, in other words. Don't worry so much about damaging your door frame, okay? Think about the benefits. I personally think that it's really important to have a pull-up bar at home, some place to hang, okay? It's healthy. It's healthy to hang. It alleviates the shoulders, it alleviates the lower back, and and I'm not even talking about doing pull-ups. I'm just saying just hanging. And then the other thing, make sure you have space in your home, or you can move furniture around so you can make space on the floor where you could just roll around, okay? So that's also very important. I don't know why I'm talking about that stuff, but hey, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see, what else should I be playing here? Okay, let's go back to your questions. Boom. My goal is splits. So what supplemental hip stretches would you recommend? If you're working on the front splits, after you've stretched your hamstrings and hip flexors, literally just like hang out in the front splits. And if it's really difficult to hang out in the front splits, put a chair on each side and then like hold on to the chair, or like 2 blocks on the side to help you like manage the front splits position. So but if it's the middle splits or straddle splits, definitely work on holding the horse stance, which I talked about earlier. I have a follow along video for the horse stance, and that will increase your active flexibility for the middle splits. And then the wider you make your horse stance itself and the deeper you go, the wider and the deeper, the better everything, like the better your straddle is gonna be, okay? Let's see. Do you find that the lockdown COVID situation has affected your motivation? Not going to a studio has definitely put a dent in my training. So no, it hasn't like affected my motivation at all, because the workout that I do, I'm able to adapt it. Fortunately, I'm able to adapt it to just doing it at home almost seamlessly. And I still ride my bicycle, so riding my bicycle was always something I love to do. So that part hasn't changed at all. All right. And are you guys seeing? Yeah. Okay, cool. What else? You can definitely get sock marks on the wall as well. That's right. That's right. So handstand training and feet against the wall. Yeah. So I find that like black socks can leave black marks. White socks, white socks could be the safer choice. So that's one thing. Trying to build up to straight arm press handstand, but my forearms are insanely tight and painful when I try. What's a better progression? So your forearms are insanely tight. You mean like your wrists as well? I'm guessing, your wrists. What's a better progression? Frog stand to the tuck or planche leans? So planche leans are really good. Planche leans with the feet elevated up to shoulder height are really good. Let me see if there's a quick photo of what I'm talking about. Yeah, basically like this photo. You guys can see this. Let me do that. There you go. Like this. Planche lean with the feet elevated to shoulder height is a very good exercise. I think that like if you're working on any planching or pressing strength, this is a really good exercise that you can use all the time. But yeah, let's see what else. Oh, and I was gonna say in regards to your forearm being tight, like if you just type wrists and GMB, GMB is Ryan Hurst. He has this follow along video for, your wrists. Do this before any of your handstand or planche or anything like where your hands are on the floor and your wrists are going to be stressed out. Like you can do push-ups and your wrists could hurt, right? Now, if that's the scenario, then hey, just like definitely warm up your wrists. Like you definitely need to do that. So yeah, let's see. If you want to increase weighted pull-ups, is just adding weight every time you hit 3x8 by 5 pounds a good plan? Yeah, it is. Although I would say eventually you might need to do 2 to 3 pounds. 5 pounds is going to be a very big jump. In the beginning, 5 pounds might be okay, all right, but eventually, like let's say you do 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20, like you can't just keep adding 5 pounds constantly. So that's my only thing, is eventually you might need to add slightly less weight. So don't expect perfect linear progress, yeah. What else here? Thoughts on running. Running is a very personal, I mean, it's like anything else. It could be, some people love running and they get a runner's high. I personally, I could run, I don't enjoy it, so I don't really do it. Do things you enjoy. I mean, it should be clear, right? If you don't know if you enjoy it or not, try it. Work up to it. See if you like it. See if you like how it feels, how you feel afterwards. You know, only you will know if you like it. I can't tell you it's great, you should do it. It might be great for you, it might not be great for me, you know? So it's in general though, it's like a high impact sport. And I mean, is it a sport? It's just solo sport, right? So if you're not running on grass, for example, you're running on like asphalt or concrete, it's gonna be a little bit high impact on your knees. So if you're overweight at all, like I would not recommend running at all. Okay, like you can do it probably, you can get away with it if you're slightly overweight, but if you're very overweight, it's a bit risky. I think it's because if you're overweight and you're running on asphalt on a hard surface, it's just like over time you're just breaking down the cartilage at a faster rate. Okay, so it's not a coincidence when you see endurance marathon runners that they're very lean. Okay, they have very little excess fat, right? So it's not a coincidence. Let's see, what else should I have in the background here? That's me. Okay. All right. Do you have any do-it-yourself resources to recommend for building equipment? No, I don't. Unfortunately, do-it-yourself stuff is not my forte. However, I'm sure you can find it. There's a subreddit called Home Gym. Let's see, if you go reddit.com/r/home gym, there's like a bunch of people who make their own gym at home, and I'm sure you can ask them or look there what they're doing. A lot of these are not calisthenics specific, but they do end up, they will know to help you because they do end up installing equipment at home. So I'm sure someone could help you, and maybe there's a better subreddit that they would recommend specifically for do-it-yourself stuff. Okay, let's see what else. Let's go back to this. Yeah. My friend and I recently completed your 20-day yoga series. Awesome. We enjoyed it and are doing it again. We just did day 1 again this morning. Do you have any plans to make another yoga series? Just in case people don't know about that video series, where is it? How come I don't have it in my... I'm gonna find the link to it and post it in the chat, but I don't have any plans to do another one like that. I did make this one recently. Like, I do have a new yoga video I made a couple weeks ago. Let me find the link to the yoga. The yoga challenge is here. I'm gonna post this in the chat. Okay. But yeah, it's a lot of work to make a yoga video series. Like, I don't have the time and the focus to do another 20-30 videos of just yoga right now. I should say that I'm working on a flexibility routine to just give away to you guys. It's kind of like a quick and dirty flexibility routine that you can do anywhere for your whole body. If you don't want like a follow along yoga video and you rather just like be given the exercises and like be told to do these for 30 seconds, then you're gonna like that flexibility routine that I'm gonna be releasing probably in like 5 days. So I forgot to mention that, but yeah, that's been in the works. It's kind of like a 7-minute flexibility program. Like how there's 7-minute abs, This is like 7-minute full body flexibility routine. Okay, so that's something I've been working on recently. I think you guys will like it. But if you do want follow along yoga videos, I mean not yoga videos, but follow along flexibility training specific videos, if you like my follow along videos already, I do have the Ultimate Flexibility Bundle, which you'll see on my website, like right at the top, which includes my hamstrings flexibility, hip flexibility, and shoulder flexibility program. And these are all follow along videos. If you like, you know, follow along videos, that is like the cream of the crop content that I offer. However, if you're looking for something where you can just like look at the video or look at the photo and just kind of like do it on your own, then I'm going to be coming up with that simple flexibility routine in the next few days. Just so, you know, if you're stiff, you want something to do just to feel a little bit better in your skin, you have that option as well. Okay, I'm always trying to come up with some new content. It's kind of difficult to come up with content all the time because it's like I have to like rehash things that I like. I don't know. I feel like if I made something already, I don't want to like make it again. But I know a lot of YouTubers do that, where they'll make a video on how to like get big biceps, right? And they'll make a video on how to do how to do curls with the rings. And then like a month later, they'll do the same video but with like a different title, basically like the same content, just like move the clips around a little bit, make the script a little different. It's funny. I feel like that's a waste. So I'll always refer to my older videos because I don't want to like make a whole new video again for something I already did. But I guess, you know, it's all marketing, right? Different kinds of marketing. Okay, next. Your Ultimate Flexibility Program is amazing. Should I focus on flexibility first before strength training, or should I do both? I don't know if you mean like, oh, you mean at the same time. So I don't know if you mean like on the same day, or you mean like in general. In general, you should do both strength training and flexibility training. You could do them on the same day. So if you wanted to do it on the same day, I would recommend do your strength training first and then do your flexibility training after. Okay? Because if you do your flexibility training first, you're going to be a little bit tired for the strength training. And then when you do the strength training, you kind of like stiffen up your body and undo the flexibility training that you did. So it's best to do the strength training, and then if you're still warm or a little bit later in the day you want to do flexibility work, do that. Or you can alternate the days, like do Monday you do your strength training, Tuesday you do some sort of flexibility training. You know, that works too. It really, you know, it's up to you, like how you go about that. But yeah, that's my answer to you. What do you think about parallettes? I have some problems with my wrist, so I thought about getting some, but maybe I should just wait until my wrist is fine again. Parallettes are awesome. If you guys don't know what are parallettes, let me just show you for anyone wondering. What are parallettes? Like these guys, you know, these things. Basically, they're also known as push-up bars. Yeah. So they are very good for the wrists, okay? They're awesome. Like you can do stuff that you can't do. I mean, it basically requires a lot less wrist extension. Let me see if I can show you. Like you see this motion, like if my hands are on the floor, my wrists need to go like that, right? But if I hold on to parallettes, the wrist is neutral and it's not like this. So it's not like that. It's like that. So it's very, very good for your wrists, or to mitigate like the wrist flexibility required. But that doesn't mean you should stop working on your wrists. You should still keep strengthening your wrists in the meantime as your wrists, improve. Like, so, oh, and if the parallettes cause issues with your wrist, yeah, unfortunately, you should see someone about that. You basically don't want to do anything that hurts your wrists. I do have an article on wrist sprains. So if you type wrist sprains, Antranik, my name, you'll see a whole thing on how to deal with wrist sprains. You should definitely check it out, okay? There's a lot of good tips in there that you definitely should follow, okay? Because I've had a history of wrist issues. Let's see, next question. Thank you for all your questions, by the way. The stream is fun. If you're enjoying it, please give this video a thumbs up. All right, next. Any ideas on where to get home gym equipment? Hard to find some things on Amazon. It's really hard. So like home gym equipment is scarce. Bicycles are scarce. I would recommend use Craigslist. So your local Craigslist might have like options, or OfferUp. There's a app called OfferUp. I'm sure there's many other apps or services just like them that you can check as well. Maybe Facebook. Facebook has a marketplace feature. I don't use it, but maybe you'll find something there. Like I said, everything is kind of scarce right now, so it's like really unfortunate to, to find it. Normally, like on Craigslist, every day in the Los Angeles Craigslist, there would be hundreds of new bicycles for sale every day, like hundreds. Now there's barely any. Like, they are in demand because bicycling is the shit. Bicycling is awesome when you're in a lockdown and you can't do anything else. You can't go to the park, you can't go to the beach. Oh, well, you could ride your bike, so bicycles are in high demand. All right. And same thing with home gym equipment. But maybe you'll find something on Craigslist. Maybe you'll find something on OfferUp. Benny's asking, sorry if you've answered this before, but will you ever have an updated explanation for the recommended routine? I don't plan to, unfortunately. Not anytime soon either. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing that one day, but the older video is still valid. It's a very good routine as it is. Unfortunately, it's a ton of work, like a ton of work to make that explanation video. And maybe one day I'll do it. Like, I just don't feel like I'm ready to do that right now. Like, it's just, it was a huge undertaking to make the first one. And the reason the first one was doable was because I had made videos on the warm-up, on the different sections, on the body line drills already in that previous version. So it was like easier to like the foundation for it was laid out kind of. Now the foundation is a little different, and it's like a big undertaking to do it the way I would do it, if that makes sense. So what do you think of starting strength? It's good. It's like the bread and butter recommendation if you want to get into weightlifting. Okay. I think that's a big discussion on productivity. 1 second, let me read these comments instead of just saying it out loud. And what's playing here? I don't know. Let's just play something here. Okay, next. Let's see. if you don't upload content, the YouTube algorithm just blows up your channel, which is awful. Yeah, who knows how these algorithms work? It's just we are the algorithm slaves, basically. Would being flexible make strength training more easier? Only if the flexibility was hindering the strength training. Otherwise, no, not necessarily. Okay, so yeah, and you're welcome, Benny. I have a question regarding rest. How much sleep do you think is enough or required? If looking from perspective of sleep cycles, do you think 4 cycles is enough or 5 cycles? That's a very personal thing. It depends how old you are. The older you get, the less sleep you need. Okay? So, yeah. Like basically, when you're 20, you might need 10 hours of sleep. When you're 40, you might need 6. And, you know, someone might be completely different than the other person. So it's really hard to say how much sleep you need. There's very little, I think only less than 5% of the population has the gene where they operate just fine on 6 hours of sleep. And so 6 hours is probably not enough over time. But then again, everyone is different. So it's, you know, and when I say like 6 hours is not enough, it doesn't mean you're not gonna be fine. Like, I have friends who are parents who get less than 6 hours of sleep for the past 3 years because they have kids, right? And, you know, they're still okay. Like, sure, they're not in perfect, it's not the perfect situation for them, but they're fine. They can get to work, they can get things done, and yeah, so the human body is a lot more resilient than we give it credit for. Okay, you're not as fragile as you think you are, and a lot of it is in your head. So don't think, you know, don't think that you need to be perfect or whatever, but it's good to have awareness. So it's good that you're thinking about it. Just do whatever feels right for your body. Any tips for young people specifically? I mean, that's a very general question. I just work out, you know, dabble in strength training now while you're young because your hormones are still raging, you're naturally on steroids. So it's easier to build muscle, it's easier to recover. You have a faster rate of recovery than I do, you know. And definitely work on your flexibility at a young age before you lose it. A lot of people are losing it constantly because they're never working on it. So it's easier to do things earlier than later and then just keep building it up. Okay? Have you considered streaming on Twitch? No, I rather just keep things like focused here. I don't need to dilute my presence, although Twitch might be cool. I don't know. Hi, any bodyweight exercises that work the glutes hard? Having a difficult time working those muscles enough without weights. That's a tough one. So there's a couple, you know, glute bridges, but like with one leg are good. Of course, it's not like really hard. Like this isn't a very hard exercise. It's basically this. You guys could see my screen, right? Oh, that's really tiny. Here, this thing. Why is this so small? But anyway, this is one option, for example. And again, this is not great. However, you can also do hip thrusts. with one leg, like this. Hip thrusts with one leg, single leg hip thrusts. You know, if you find a bench or an ottoman or something, like, let me move out of the way, what this guy is doing, like right here is an option. And then if you have like any weights, you can put the weight on your, you know, stomach or your hips and do them. But again, it's really not like that difficult, but it should provide some sort of stimulus, however. So yeah. Let's see what else we got. Oh, there's a scroll I gotta catch up. Okay. What should I do in the meantime? I'll play this. Yeah, that's me. Okay, cool. Do you have another job or is this your main profession? No, this is my main profession. I love helping everyone, and so this is it. Like, this is it for me. Like, this is what I'm born to do. I'm currently doing your splits routine. I experience pain in the outer hips when moving backwards and forwards in the dynamic frog pose. No pain in horse stance. Is hip pain common for beginners? So that's really unusual that you're getting the pain in the outer hips. I I don't know if this is a normal issue. I don't think it is in that frog pose position. So no, it's not common for beginners. However, I'm wondering if this is like not pain from the joints, but pain from tightness there. That is a lot more likely to be the case, and that is more common. However, I don't know what to recommend for you exactly without knowing more. So, sorry for that. But I gotta tell you though, splits routines, I mean, they are painful in general. Foxhand's asking if I know anything about finger nerves. No, but you can look up nerve glides for different parts of your body. Look up nerve glides for your hands, nerve glides for fingers, wrists, elbows, shoulders. And if the nerves are an issue and they need some freeing up, so to speak, those nerve glides might be able to help you. But definitely see a physical therapist if it's not getting better. Doctors might not be very helpful, but a physical therapist might be very helpful. How did you go about following your passion? I study computer science and I'm not happy. My passion is table tennis and calisthenics. However, I feel I need to continue studying to survive financially. That's a very tough situation, I know, because I've been there as well. So check it out. It took me a long time to figure out what I want to do with my life. I went to school in college and I have a degree in finance and business. Okay? Because I was genuinely interested in the financial world and I like numbers and all that stuff, and I'm still interested in that stuff. However, when the market crashed, when the market crashed in 2008, I should clarify, I started looking for a different avenue. And then I went into nursing. And then I thought I'm going to be a nurse. And I did that for a few years. And I got all this knowledge from learning nursing, right? Completely different. Like, it took a while to, it was scary to take a completely different route. I was like, several years out of college, and now I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna go back to school again learn something completely different. And it's scary to do that because you feel like you wasted the previous education, but it's not true. Okay, it was a great thing that I did that because, again, I ended up not pursuing nursing because I realized I don't like the healthcare system and the way it's set up. The nurses just take doctors' orders from the doctors, and they don't have much flexibility and ability to provide recommendations at like the same way that a personal trainer could or a yoga teacher could. And I found that really weird. And at the same time, I was doing personal training and I'm realizing, you know what? I'm loving this shit way more than nursing. And so, again, I had to make the decision to change where I'm going with life. And it takes years to actually understand what you really want to do. Some people are lucky and they say, I'm going to be this, and they're 16 years old and they become that and they're happy. Other people, most other people, like they graduate high school and they have to choose a degree in college after a couple of years, and they don't exactly know what they want yet, which is sad because by the time you graduate with that degree, you might realize that you don't actually like that. And so, it's tough. And my recommendation is take the risk. And, you know, you might, if you know that for sure computer science is not your thing, you absolutely hate it, it's work to you in the worst kind of way. It's not like it's not like fulfilling your soul in any way, then yeah, maybe you should look into something else. Like maybe that's a sign. And I know it's scary to change, because you put so much work and time and the sunk cost fallacy where you don't want to like stop doing what you're doing because you've already spent so much time doing it. But like I said, like I had a finance degree and I was in the financial services, and then I said, I ended up like doing something completely different. And then nursing, I spent like years in the nursing school, and it was great that I learned all that stuff, but I eventually had to say, I'm not gonna do this, even though it was gonna make a lot of money, even though it was gonna be like guaranteed, but it wasn't gonna fulfill me, and I didn't like the position I was gonna be in. So sometimes I wish I did because I would have a lot more job security. Right now, it's difficult. My income is based on, it's very inconsistent. It comes from strangers like you, and that's the you know that's the drawback, or the everything has like a pro and con, right? The good and the bad. You can't have it all. So you gotta dig deep, maybe see a counselor. If you're in the university, there are counselors that can help you. There are therapists. Just talking about this stuff to a therapist can help you a lot to help clarify. Talking to like a third party, someone who's like not your friend, not your parents, someone who's like completely unbiased, can help you maybe in a way that other people don't. Okay, so just think deeply, research a lot. I don't know how you can make money from table tennis or calisthenics, like specifically, like to make a living, because like the reality is we need money to live, right? It's unfortunate, but you got to find out how to do it. Maybe you could be a coach for whatever it is you want to do, but you got to make yourself stand out and carve a niche for yourself, and that takes years to actually happen, right? It's like opening up a business. The first 3 years, don't expect to make money. you're gonna be losing money. Okay, so it's gotta be like something you really enjoy. Okay, I feel like I spent a lot of time talking about this, but I hope that was helpful. I know it's a tough choice you are in. Let's see. Let me replay this. Okay. Wilder says, I've been benefiting from some of your calisthenics tutorials. Just want to say thanks. You're welcome. Hey, Antranik, your videos are awesomes. I like that word, awesomes. Would you do a series of videos for handstanding or how to get the goddamn planche? Oh, well, I don't have the goddamn planche, otherwise I would. So, and the handstand, it's not my forte. I'm inconsistent with it still. But if I do master either one, I would love to make a video on them. But at the moment, I don't want to make a video on something that, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's very possible I might be giving good advice, but it's also possible I might not be giving the perfect advice. So I'm not qualified to do that perfectly yet. Handstands, I could definitely make a video for a handstand. Planche basics, I could. But beyond that, I feel like I personally don't even trust myself yet. So there's certain things I trust myself on, and I just need to be honest. Like, other people are better at certain things than me, and that's fine. But when I do master those things, which I will definitely share that information with all of you. Okay? So, and I thank you for asking. A friend of mine who was a gym maniac used to say he only needed 6 hours of sleep, but for any other task, 7 to 8 hours are recommended. I think 6 would be the literal medium. Yeah. Sleep is important, but it's also very personal. Okay. Some people just sleep 5 hours a night for like years and decades and they're fine. Or they're sleep deprived and they're fine. Like, everyone's a little different. So, find out for yourself. People are thanking me for the answers. You're welcome. I'm sorry I'm behind on the scroll. So, does your hip flexibility program prepare you for the splits? And not specific. I mean, it does. It depends where you are at. It definitely does prepare someone for the splits. Absolutely. It's just, but it's not focused on the splits. Does that make sense? It's not good. The goal is not to get the splits. The goal is just general all-around hip flexibility. Okay. So, what's the core reason why the market crashed in 2008? A lot of debt, a lot of one of the main reasons was people were buying homes, for example, and getting mortgages easily. Like you could get a loan to buy a house back then with no paperwork proving your income. Okay, so that caused an avalanche of issues eventually, plus a bunch of other reasons. It was basically like a mini bubble, and now we have the everything bubble. Everything is in a bubble right now. So we live in very interesting times, I must say. Now, the financial markets will probably go through some hardship in this year or next year. But if you're looking for a home, to buy a home, I think in the next year or 2 or 3, you might get a really good deal. So there's a benefit to that, hopefully. Someone benefits hopefully from this this stuff. All right, Wilder says, I find calorie counting really effective but tedious. When cooking my own meals, it's also boring and takes time and energy to calculate. Any tips? I find my estimations are usually off. I mean, whenever I'm cooking my own meal, it's easy. I find it's easy to estimate it because I know exactly what I'm putting in there. It is definitely like tedious, um, but that's it becomes better with time and practice. So like I used to find it really annoying and tedious and cumbersome, but now it's like second nature to count my calories if I want to count them. Super easy. Like it's like anything else. The more you do it, the better it gets. Okay. Um, but yeah, like I do have some tips on counting calories. I think if I type counting calories on Antranik, you'll find the second link says 9 tips to help calorie counting become second nature. Maybe that article of mine will help you. I'm not sure, but I hope that helps. Okay. Mm, Mia is talking about whatever I said previously. Awesome, exactly. Okay, I think I've caught up to the chat. Cool. Very cool, guys. It's been a little bit over an hour. And I think I'm gonna wrap it up unless you guys have anything else to say. I'll give you guys a minute or two since there's a little bit of a delay here. And yeah. Oh, here's a question from Karthik. I'm stuck between a single-legged Romanian deadlift and a Nordic hamstring curl negative. The first is easy. Yeah, it's easy. And the second is way too hard. Do you have any recommendations? So in regards to the negative for the Nordic curls, by the way, if you guys don't know what's a Nordic curl, let me just show you so you guys, so like everyone else knows. Like this is basically, it's called like a natural leg curl. It's called a Nordic curl. And it comes like a bunch of names. Oh, this is a crappy video, but hey, it's like this. Boom. So you see what she's doing is, I don't even know if you could see that. The quality is so shit. Yeah. But you see how like she goes down slowly and then puts her hands down? That's basically what you gotta do in the beginning. Okay? Like unfortunately, that's the way to do it. Like you basically have to use your hand to stop you. And then another thing you can do is like use your hands as little as possible when coming up. I gotta tell you, those natural leg curls are so difficult. Like it can take a very, very long time to pass the negative stage. Okay, so I don't know if you have a band, if you can set it up with a band, you can wrap a band around your body and then maybe that makes it a little more scalable, but it's a little harder to set up. I can't do that at home personally, so that's an issue for sure. But you can do single leg Romanian deadlifts with a weight. If you got some weights, that's an excellent exercise. Otherwise, yeah, that's a tough one. But I gotta say, Nordic curls, they're awesome. It's a good exercise. It's really hard. I like exercises that are really hard. So just try to do this negative as slowly as possible, okay? What would you recommend for someone to get rid of belly fat and get upper body strength? So in regards to the upper body strength, go to antranik.org/minimal, and this is a specific training program for your upper body. Okay, it's very easy to follow and it will make you strong. You only need a pushing exercise and a pulling exercise, and the details are outlined there, which one to pick. Like, you could choose whatever you want. And in regards to getting rid of belly fat, so you can't specifically target belly fat. You can't target thigh fat. You can't target like face fat. Like, what happens is you just have to eat less calories than you need to lose weight. And where your body loses that weight from is really like, it's not up to you. Okay, usually you lose it from the face first, then the shoulders and chest start to show a lot, and the arms start to show a lot more definition, then the belly starts getting slimmer, and then the glutes and thighs lose it last. Okay, usually that's the case. Okay, but you can't like say I'm gonna lose like thigh fat first or whatever. It's your body that dictates that. Now, I do have nutrition. How do I find my own video? I do have, so if you, I'll link this to you, but I do have this video on practical diet and fitness training tips. I think that was the one. No, 1 second, guys. I think there's like a, trying to find this one video. How weight loss works. Okay, I think it was this one. That's right. I forgot the title. I'm gonna link this to you in the chat. Go Blaze. Watch this video. Watch this video after, basically, how weight loss works, so that you will understand. Oh, look, it's like a double me. Okay. So that you'll understand how to lose weight. And then there's like another video as well, where I should look up what's the other video as well and just link you while I'm at it, and you guys will find it helpful. Here it goes. So yeah, so watch that first video and then watch this video on how to lose weight without exercise or dieting, guaranteed. Okay, like let me link that in the chat. Boom, boom, boom. Watch this after. So this is like just really important information, like the guaranteed way to lose fat, and it talks about like how to count your calories or how to eat less calories than you need to make this happen. Okay, now we're back in this chat, and remember to give this video a thumbs up. I'm gonna be ending the stream soon, by the way, because my throat, I can only talk for so long. It's been an hour and a half. So I'm gonna try to answer your questions, give them to me, and I'm gonna throw them out. I'm gonna do this right now. Hey Antranik, should I do rolling pistol squats or beginner shrimp squats? Oh, well, it really depends. Like, rolling pistol squats are fun. I find them fun. I find them really cool. I would say do them if you enjoy them. But beginner shrimp squats are really cool. I think that shrimp squat progressions are awesome. Beginner, rolling pistol squats are more like this explosive dynamic exercise, but shrimp squats are more pure strength. So that is very good if you want to make your, your legs stronger. Shrimp squats are awesome. Oh, and here's a quick tip. When you're doing shrimp squats and then like you want to do the version where you keep the back foot up and you can't like go past that beginner stage, what you can do is you hold a weight in your hand, any weight, just like find some weight. If you don't have a weight, you can get like a jug of water, something, and then like straighten your arms outstretched with the weight in front of you, and then do it. You might be able to do the next progression of the shrimp squats so that your back foot doesn't hit the floor. Okay, it also mitigates any ankle flexibility required if you have like an ankle flexibility limitation. Okay, so you don't do recipe videos? No, I don't. Although I do love to cook, so it would be awesome to do that one day. We'll see. Okay, next. To build muscle, you need to eat more calories than you need, right? And the converse is true for losing fat. So how do you do both? By doing each in cycles? Exactly. So when you want to build muscle, you got to eat a little more than you need per day, right? However, with that extra muscle, you're gonna get a little bit of fat, okay? So eventually you get stronger, you get bigger, and you're not supposed to overeat dramatically, okay? Because if you overeat, like you're just gonna put on more fat that you don't want, okay? There's only a limited amount of muscle that you can build every week. So you're supposed to eat at a very slight caloric surplus, right? And then when you start getting too big for your own comfort, then you can eat less calories than you need, keep strength training, and you're gonna lose fat, and there's a chance you might lose some strength, okay? You might lose some muscle. However, it's very important you keep strength training so that you don't lose that that muscle, that strength that you've been building up, okay? And don't go very extreme. Don't go extreme on your bulk. Don't go extreme on your cut. Doing anything in extreme makes it harder to be sustainable to do in the long run. But yeah, you have the right idea to do it in cycles. The body likes very clear messages. It's either in an anabolic state or in a catabolic state. Like anabolic is growth, okay? Like building, getting bigger, right? Catabolic is the opposite, catastrophe, destruction, right? And that is like, that's when you are not eating enough, your body's going to be breaking down fat, but it's also going to be breaking down muscle if you take it to the extreme and you're really not eating enough at all, right? Okay, now here's the one caveat. If you're overweight, you can lose fat and build muscle, okay? Because your body has like reserves, all right? But if you're not overweight, then these cycles are very important, okay? So there's always a caveat, but I hope that was helpful. All right, now, could you do a survey so we can recommend future content? Mia, just just throw it in the chat right now, because I'm not going to do a survey right now. Or you can email me, find my contact page, and please, like any recommendations, I'm all for it. Okay, now, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw this one video. Where is it? I don't know. but it's okay for right now. I'm gonna go back to your questions. How often do you stream? These live streams are random and sporadic, and you know, I haven't done like a YouTube video for a couple weeks, so I thought, hey, I should do a stream at least. You know, I've been working on this flexibility routine that you guys will see in a few days. So yeah, thanks for your answer. You're welcome. Very good. Take care of yourself. Thank you. You too. If I don't sleep at night and I do cardio in the morning, will it be the same as doing it after sleeping during night? And then cardio in the morning? I don't know, honestly. That sounds wrong. Why wouldn't you sleep at night? It sounds like you would. I mean, I don't know, honestly. That's. Yeah, are you working the graveyard shift and you're sleeping during the day? I mean, I wouldn't know, honestly. All I know is that people who work the graveyard shift have a pretty messed up system. It's not good for your health in general. So yeah, what's your go-to? Oh, I just lost everything. You guys see me? You guys, I don't know if you guys can see me. 1 second. Sorry, guys. I just lost everything. I think we're okay. Okay, good. You can see everything. Good. Thanks, guys. My video card just crapped out, and I thought everything went to shit. Okay. What's your go-to app other than MyFitnessPal? No, I just use MyFitnessPal. I don't have any other thing I use for fitness in general. Yeah, that's it. What do you think about doing critique streams? Picking a few viewer videos and critiquing their form. That sounds cool. I wouldn't mind doing that, but they have to be comfortable with submitting their form and me showing it to the world. I guess that's fine. Wilder, cats are destructive. That's right. Catastrophe, cats, catabolic. I remember that mnemonic too. Yeah. Hey Antranik, I'm on phase 1 of the straight arm day of your rings program. Do you have any advice on the active hang? I want to make sure I have this down perfect before I continue. It's frustrating when other facets of the program come easy. But for this, it's hard to tell if I'm doing it right. I mean, honestly, it's not that hard. You just pull your shoulders down, hold that for a few seconds, and then allow your shoulders to ride up and then back down. And then the next phase of that is pulling the shoulders down and then pushing, but you basically have to pull the hands down to lift the chest up like that. Yeah, and like your legs just kind of hang. I think I'm explaining it right, hopefully. I think that's the problem. But if you aren't sure, take a video, send it to me, use the contact form on my website, just email me and I'll answer you. Okay? So, or you can also just leave a comment on the rings routine page and I could do the form check there. Either way, I'll get a notification that you emailed me or you left a comment and I'll check it out. Okay? Okay, cool. All right, awesome. So thank you everyone for watching the stream and I hope that was helpful and beneficial to you guys. And I hope you're all doing all right. Like, I know These times are very weird. I know. 2020 is like the beginning of some crazy monumental shifts in humanity that are making way for a lot of things to become normal that we never thought would be normal. Okay? Like, technology is gonna rule our lives even more. And it's a little bit weird. It's very weird. But it's all part of the singularity. You guys know about the technological singularity? Like, just type singularity Wikipedia and just read the technological singularity. Just read about that, you know? And Ray Kurzweil talked about how that is a thing that's gonna happen. He talked about this like 20 years ago, and it's happening. So hey, the meshing of machines and humans, you know, virtual reality, all this stuff, it's coming faster than we think, I think. So it's very interesting, guys. Thanks for the talk. Have a good day. You're welcome. Pull the hands down to lift the chest up. Exactly. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. As a beginner, would you recommend supplementing your minimalistic routine with an occasional routine focusing on legs or core, or can you work those parts out enough through cycling and stuff like that? So personally, I work out my legs enough with bicycling. So if you don't have like some sort of exercise that you do that works out your legs, and then I would recommend you do add something for sure. The core as well, same thing. Like, do it if you like. It might not be necessary. It depends what exercise you're doing already for your upper body, because a lot of upper body exercises use your core at the same time. So you might not need it, but if you want to strengthen it further, you can. So it's, yeah, I would definitely recommend supplementing with something for the legs for sure. Optional for the core, but do it if it's in your goals and you enjoy it. Okay? So I'm gonna end it there. It's been a while, almost 2 hours. Yeah, that's why my throat is a little bit feeling it. I'm feeling it. And I'm doing the warrior 2 right there. Cool. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching. And I will see you guys soon. Goodbye.